share my YouTube on Discord, actually. Alex. So I guess it's gonna be a little bit delayed on YouTube though, so... Wait, did I leave the... Oh, I left the thing as well.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Please.
I guess it's gonna be a little bit delayed on YouTube, but
No, don't do YouTube. What do you mean?
I mean, people said it was bad quality on Discord.
No.
I like the Discord more. They have bad internet.
I mean, I'll do both, I guess.
Yeah, do that.
Maybe you couldn't do Twitch as well.
Application.
I feel like Alex is more of a kick streamer. Hey.
Did you link to YouTube anywhere?
It's in the rating. Okay.
Wait.
So
We have delay on the YouTube. If we have delay, it's gonna be kind of sketchy.
I mean, you can choose if you can't see shit, then just use the YouTube. If you prefer the instantaneity of Discord, just use Discord. I'm streaming on both, right? Am I not?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Basically, there's some trash before we get up to Morrogar, and there's going to be some traps that Forky is going to disarm, or probably Katarina, to be honest. But yeah. And then we get to this boss, the Morrogar guy, the guy with Bone Storm, right? And here the main thing, as we saw in the videos, is to just don't stand in fire, right? And I don't actually know if there's a way to dodge the fire, but it's not really necessary to.
This
like,
is gonna be a
cheese
weak
it.
one heroic boss as well.
Yeah, this is week 1 heroic. So just move out of fire if you get hit by it. There was something on private servers that you could dodge it by standing inside the boss. Didn't really work on PTR. But the main thing here is gonna be the Bone Storm, which is like his big ability, starts spinning around. And the way that we do deal with it is that it goes for the furthest away target. So the raid is gonna be like here. We're gonna have a tank. The 2 tanks are gonna be stacked on top of each other. And the way that we bait the Bone Storm is that we have one guy, maybe a hunter or something, is gonna be standing over here. So when he starts doing his first Bone Storm, he is going to move to the furthest away target, which is going to be the hunter. Boom. The next Bone Storm is going to go to the furthest away target next time, and that is going to be the tank that moves over here. So now the raid just takes one small step up here. So you don't want to run away from the boss, because then you are the furthest away target, and you're going to fuck everybody in the middle here who's standing here. So basically the raid is standing kind of in the middle here, not too far up north, just dodging the Bone Storm. Maybe like a little bit away, and then when he moves here, just take a few steps over here. You want to be kind of spread as well. So that is just the basic mechanics of it. Like, and this is the important thing to realize, that he charges the furthest target away, which means that you don't want to have the furthest target inside the raid. That's basically it for Morrogar, right? So we're saving this one.
There's gonna be some, basically what we want to do is the raid is gonna be stacked pretty much on top of the boss, except for like a few ranged. He's also gonna like turn a few people into like spikes or ice tombs, and then we just kill those. But we usually just stack and cleave them down, and that's not.
So the thing is, you can't stand in Narnia and get bone spike over here, right? You need to be in range of people. And I'm just gonna say one thing that's general for ICC progression. We are not parsing. This means I don't care if you have combo points to the boss. You just swap to the target that's impaled next to you and help free it. All right.
And I assume bubbles are being reserved for the hunter stood at range, right? In case they get bone spiked.
I think then just the casters like swap to it. I think you should never really die to it. I think casters will just swap and free those like as priority targets.
You also don't need to move there right at the start. Like you can see the timer coming to when the Bone Storm's casting, then move out.
Yeah. All good shouts.
It's
Let's move on. We just want to get like all of these like kind of like sub optimizations are really good, but try to figure out like watch a VOD of somebody playing your class, playing ICC, and see what they do. Maybe some tips or something. But I think right now we just want to like settle on the strategy that we are going to use. So Lady Death Whisper, this is not going to be a heroic first week boss, probably. So we're not going to spend too much time on it. But in general, the most important thing here is to move away from the ghosts that spawn randomly, and they're like pale violet or something, and kind of hard to see. But that's basically the wipe mechanic. We might do 1 or 2 tries on heroic. I don't really know what the ads do. I did it a few times on heroic. I still don't know what the ads do.
I think
the point to highlight just about the ghosts is, guys, it's not, if you don't move away, it's not that you die. You actually kill everyone else around you.
Yeah.
So you have to move out if you get targeted.
No. Yes.
Yes.
But also, like, what usually you're gonna do is you're gonna drag the boss in like a circle around this lower platform.
Yes.
So that the melee are like almost constantly moving around.
Yes, but casters has to move when, like, everybody has to, like, when the shout at ghost goes out, everybody needs to look, is there a ghost next to me? Because even if the tank is like moving, the boss may be casting a frostbolt, making it not move. And if you stand still as a melee and just say, oh, the tank didn't move the boss, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically somewhat of a Moro fight where the first phase is just gonna be ads that you need to be dealt correctly, and then
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about gunship.
Eric, by the way, are you
Yeah.
saving this on YouTube?
Yeah, I guess I am,
Cool.
actually.
The gunship so we can rewatch it.
week.
Sure, yeah, true.
Yes.
I mean, then
Gunship
you can
always
check
better
what I
for
said as well. That's not great, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, gunship. Everybody should just watch a video, and we have that one sorted. A few people need to figure out the cannons, but that is pretty easy. So let's go and talk about Saurfang. So Saurfang is a very doable heroic boss first week, but not many guilds are going to do it first week, I think, because it does require you to know what's going on, and it also requires you to have a good play with it.
it's actually like very simple mechanics, but if you don't do them like exactly correctly, you're just gonna wipe, like
Yes.
perma wipe on this boss.
So basically, the main thing that I'm just gonna say one of the small sub-optimizing things that really helped me understand this fight, and that is the more runic power or energy that the boss has, the more damage he does. So for healers at the start, he's gonna hit like, you're gonna be like, what? They said this boss hits hard. But when he is like 80 runic power, he is going to absolutely chunk the tanks. So tanks, you need to plan accordingly around that. We need CDs when he is above like 75% runic power. There are multiple ways to do this. There is the divine intervention strategy, which basically prevents the mark. He puts this mark on somebody, right? And if you divine intervention it, it will no longer do damage to it, and that will slow down his energy regeneration. But this is basically the positioning that we want. We need to be spread out because he has a targeted ability that does damage in a 12-yard radius. So if you have people grouped, he will gain 1 extra energy for all of the people that he hit. There's also a dot that he puts on people. It's this one. It can be bopped, and it should be bopped as soon as possible. Just bop. Use your bops on this. As soon as you see it go out, you use your bop.
Ice blocks, etc. I think work as well. Right?
Yes. So if you're a mage, ice block. Don't bop the mages. Anybody who, I mean,
you can probably cloak. I see you can cloak it as well. Right?
I don't actually know. It might be physical, but I don't know. So these are the positions that we are gonna use. This one might be a boomkin, to be decided. And the way that I just positioned this, it was loot side and the other side, just to make sure that this is like loot side 1, 2, 3. This is loot side hunter. This is other side hunter. So now for the really important thing, the blood beasts. So blood beasts are going to spawn all around in a pentagon around Deathbringer, and these, if they hit anybody, everybody knows this, I'm just repeating it, they will give him a lot of runic power. If you don't kill them within 12 seconds, they get a huge speed buff, and they will insta one-shot people that they hit. So these need to be handled. They can be slowed, they can be stunned. So we need to have a plan here.
Netted.
You don't do a lot of AoE damage to this, right? You have to
Yeah,
single
it's
target.
95% reduction.
Oh, okay, that sucks.
AoE damage does not work at all. So the way that we deal with this is that we need single target damage, and we need it on all of them. We can't have like 3 casters just going on one and not doing anything to any others. All of those need to be deleted. So the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to have assignments for what every caster targets. So if you're like, for example, loot side 3 here, you are going to, when they spawn, you're going to hit this one. Okay? If you are one of those 2, you're going to hit this one.
So they always drop in the same pattern based on where he's faced.
Yes, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Isn't one for melees?
There are 2 ways to do this. Either you do it like this, but I think the way that we're going to do it is exactly Kudri. We're going to just Hammer of Justice this one, and have all of the melee nuke it. And since we have 2 red paladins, and they spawn on a 40-second timer, we can always just rotate the Hammer of Justice on them.
How much the HP do they have?
Like 120k-ish.
Oh, so they go down quick then?
They go down quick, but also like why melee can't attack more of them is because they still have like normal aggro tables.
Yeah.
So if they at any point turn on like one of the melees, it's also almost like it's already a lot of runing power to the boss. Yeah. So melee just want to only hit the stunned one, and then just don't touch the others, because you don't want to be pulling aggro off them and then have them hit you.
Yes. So this is basically the way that we're gonna try it at the first, I think, and we're just gonna play it super safe in regards to that at the start. So we're going to have frost traps down. We're going to chains of ice, the ones that are not being dealt with mostly, like the one other side entrance, like towards the entrance, this one. This one will have like 3 or 4 DPS hitting it, so this one should die quickly. The other ones will have chains of ice as well. If the blood beast like moves up, let's say that the blood beast is coming for Foon here, and is trying to get Foon, and it's been more than 12 seconds, so it's enraged. It's really big like this. Foon needs to like blink away, or use a net on it, or something. But that should ideally not happen. So look at this. This is the way that we're going to do it. Know what position. I mean, it should make sense. Maybe this will be a boomkin knocking them, but that means that you need to be quick on taking your target. Again, we're not here to parse. We're here to get the heroic version of Deathbringer's Will. So we need to swap targets instantly. All right.
Yeah, no matter how shit it is for like your personal DPS, like you want to play accordingly, so you have like all your dots refreshed on Sorrowfang before you know they spawn, so that you can instantly swap to them. Not like, oh, I have hunt dropping.
I got one small remark.
For example,
go ahead, Forky.
As a rogue, for example, if I see that this one is starting to run really quick with the sprint buff he gets, can I like rocket boot vanish and sheepshot him?
Yes.
Quick. Okay, yeah.
You can, but probably at that point they will probably be pretty out of the melee.
They also have slow area around them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't actually move.
It slows everyone else. The boots don't help that much.
They only slow everybody once it's been 12 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
My thing was if you could have the left hunter attack the right target and the right hunter attack the left target.
I mean, you can sort all of that shit out for sure.
Yeah, sure, but
okay. So let's move on to the next boss. And I didn't prepare any slides for other ones than this one. So let's go to, I guess, is it Rotface that's the right one, or I can't even remember.
Yeah, Rotface is.
Oh, I did. Oh no, this one got fucked. Okay. My planner. Okay, I need to make a new one. Okay, ICC crate. And now, sorry, which one was the right one?
Rotface.
Rotface. Okay. So the rooms basically look the same, right? So when you get in, they're like circular like this. But let's just do it from the top, yeah. So let's just say that the entrance is the entrance here? Do you think?
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the entrance is here actually. Okay. So basically we have the boss, he's going to be in the middle, and what's going to happen, I hope everybody watched the video or something.
Yep.
Okay, Forky, good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's going to happen is that I'm just going to go through the basic mechanics, right? You get a debuff on you. That's a disease. Once it's dispelled, you will spawn a blob. This blob does not have an aggro table. It follows whoever had the disease. If two of these blobs meet, if two of the small blobs meet, they make a big blob. And the idea is that you want to the two first combine, and then you just keep bringing the small ones into it to combine them. When they become big, they blow up, and everybody has to move, because there will be shit flying from the explosion when they blow up, when you get like 8 or something stacked to them.
5.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, the way it works, it casts the explosion, then explodes, and at the place of everyone, something will fall. So you have to move away from where you were standing.
Yes.
And not move somewhere where someone else was standing, for obvious reasons.
Yes. So it's kind of like a cosmic smash.
Yeah, but on the place of
Yes.
absolutely
We've seen
everyone.
that,
But melee will kind of do it same way as Algalon, like we stack
No,
on one
no,
side.
not
then
on
you-
this boss. Not on this boss.
No,
Well,
but you can also do it on this. You still do it on this when they hit, right?
I think the safest thing to do when the big one explodes, because I think it's a little bit bigger as well, is that the tank just moves the boss a little bit, and you don't have
But
to.
there will also be a melee marked that most people just fall on.
I mean, the explosion.
It's not
explosion is
we can
that
talk
big.
about it, but I don't think that's so important on this one. For the next one, it's super important. Because
I
it's
think a lot of people still died in like when we did the Gillas raid. I think a lot of melee did not really understand the
but the
movement,
Gillas
and
raid
having
didn't
just one-
kill it either, right?
Yes, but just having one person marked where the others can also like look for positioning,
Sure.
I think it's worth.
Sure, but if you know what you're doing, you kind of don't need to stack on this one. Okay, so it's also gonna be slime all over the fucking place. Like all of this side is gonna get slimed, and then it's gonna be this side slimed. Don't stand in the slime. He does one thing as well. He will turn around towards a random member, and then he will do a big
It was the previous one that you used. It was the spray.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like a big cone attack. Oops. It's gonna be like a big cone attack like this with slime, yeah. So when you get the big slime attack, and it's way bigger than this actually. It's like this or something. So if you're a warlock, you're supposed to have like a portal somewhere else, so you can just port out. If you're a mage, if it's just you taking it and you trust the healers to heal you, you can maybe get healed. If
No, we won't start, because what happened in the PTR raid that we did where we didn't kill it was that all of them were like, oh, but there was only like a few of us, and at the start it won't kill you, but at the end of the fight we might have like several large oozes and small oozes running around. Then half of the room is gonna be like the acid or whatever. So you don't want to get in the habit of just tanking it whenever.
Yeah, sure.
Even if it's just like one of you, instantly at the start of when we start doing this, everyone needs to have a plan of like how they get out of the spray.
Sure.
Because then as soon as it hits like 30% and it starts getting a bit more like hectic, there's going to be a lot more stuff in the room and you can't just tank it anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. We have one tank the boss, another guy. The big ooze can be tanked. It has an aggro table, so one tank is gonna be on that. Okay, that's basically it for this one. Let's move on.
Hey, you forgot wild gas.
What is wild gas?
When you get the debuff and you start.
I think that's the next one.
Around. No, it's all. Well, there's a mechanic that means that you need to have certain amount of ranged. And that's
okay.
it.
I think it's the next
you need
boss.
to have
okay.
Okay. What's the mechanic that makes you have a certain amount of ranged on this boss? Because because it's only on heroic. On normal, the strategy is to just everyone stands on the boss, and then when he does the shit, when he's the cone thing, you can ignore. You can just move a bit, right?
Okay.
But on heroic, you need to have ranged spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wild gas. It's wild gas. It's on this boss.
I mean, on this boss there is wild gas.
It's on both bosses.
It's on
you
both.
know?
It's on both.
Okay, Mr. Know-it-all. All right. And we have entrance here.
Because it's pretty important for rot phase, because otherwise it's much easier without it.
Just spread out. So
Okay. So rot phase. No, Festergut.
Festergut.
This boss is kind of tricky for the healers and the tanks, first of all. At the start, when he has not done any inhales, because the room is going to be with like foggy and shit at the start, and he inhales the fog or the smoke or the gas or whatever. And every time he inhales, he does less AoE damage, but much more tank damage. So when he has inhaled 3 times, he will hit like a fucking truck. So we need... what did you say, Suga?
A 210% increased damage after the third inhale. So you need cooldowns on...
Yes, we need to roll cooldowns on the tanks. So we need to have like... tanks should call out that thing. And there is a mechanic that means that the tank get a stacking debuff as well. And the tanks need to be careful about their aggro. Because when you taunt, the other tank will have 0 stacks. Which means that it will do no extra damage. Whereas the other tank will have 9 stacks or 8 stacks and will do a lot of damage. So you might over aggro, and if you over aggro, it's a wipe.
Yeah, you just have to cancel our Righteous Fury.
Yeah, but also I think it's better at the start to just full on stop attacking, because what happened in, again, the same PTR raid where Gillas was saying, oh, he was just auto attacking whatever, he accidentally pulled it. So I think like it's I think it's just really I think on progress you just really don't want to do anything, and you want to probably just move out of the boss's range even for just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Macon, are you asleep? You watching? Attention span doing okay?
Hello? He's
Macon?
not even here. Oh my god.
But you can continue.
Jesus.
This is loot ban.
You can continue, Alex.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so here there is the Vile Gas, which is basically like a targeted AoE. So this will go on somebody, and within a radius of it, everybody within it will be stunned and take a lot of damage. So this means that you need to be spread, no more than one range. Like you cannot be close to others.
I mean, he's in.
Yeah. Just focus
oh my
on
god.
Okay.
Is it range 10?
I think it's like 6.
We can look at that later. But the thing is here also, the other mechanic is the spore. The spore will be placed on 3 random people. So it's going to be 3 spores spawning. The idea here is to have a timer for this, and when the timer on these spores, it's like a debuff that 3 random people get. When they explode, they're going to give you a protection against the big explosion. So everybody needs to get 3 stacks of this. The way we do it is that we have 1 melee stack, which is on top of the tank. We have 1 on the Holy Paladin over here, and we have 1 on the Holy Paladin over here. And the other ranged are going to be like spread out. And we're going to be like on... We want to use as much of the room as possible, but you have to be close to 1 healer round. Oh, it should be ranged, I guess. Yeah. So you want to be spread out, and then when the call is made to move into the spore, you move into the spore, and everybody gets the debuff that will protect you.
Yes. And one thing to note here is that it's not always a guarantee that a spore will spawn in melee. So if we get 0 like melee spores, we also need one of the range to run in with us. And also if we get like 2 melee spores, one of the melee needs to be quick and run out so that we get the spores on the range people as well. So you can't just stand there and not know what to do. Like as soon as you get a spore debuff or spawn on you, you need to be like within a few seconds. You need to know what place you're running in and which group you're bringing the spore to.
Yeah. So that, I mean, but this is basically it again. Like these are the basic tactics that we are going to use, and these are the basic positions that we're going to use.
Just say again, what was the pally standing out there for?
The pallies, we are not forcing the paladins to move. That is why we're gathering on the paladins.
I see, they're just healing.
He's just there healing, yeah.
I see.
There's also the ooze.
Yes, there is the Cosmic Smash ooze, and which means that we will actually have a marker on the melee here, and everybody has to stack on it. And whenever there goes out one of the cosmic smashes, you can't really see it as a melee, so you just swap leg every cosmic smash.
Malleable goo is the name of
the ranged, you need to watch out if you get the cosmic smash under you, and it is like a green ooze or something below your. It's gonna be like a green pool.
Is the timer linked to the spores, so the spores won't happen at the same time as the smash, right?
No, they won't.
No,
there
there's
shouldn't
no
be any
timer
goo.
on that.
Okay.
It can happen together. It can happen
can.
together.
Yes.
Okay.
And we just
The whole group then has to move.
Yeah, then
Yes.
everyone just moves. It's actually not hard when the
yes and no.
Really?
If it happens while the group is gathered, then the group has to move. But the reason that we don't want to call people move in together as soon as the thing spawns, like you need to have a way to get there within like 2 seconds of the call being made, is that we want to wait if there is a possibility for a cosmic smash to move out.
Well, it's pretty simple. Like you just decide whether you go left or right beforehand, and
the whole
if there's a
group-
green under you with a spore, the whole group will go left, for example.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. Let's just do that instead.
You just need to know which side everyone is
I mean,
supposed
let's
to
just
go.
do
It's
what
like
you said.
that's like Malagos. It's like Malagos, right?
Okay, let's just
Yeah.
okay, let's just say that we go left. It's no problem. We just go left. If there is a malleable goo on range, or I guess on melee as well.
Even on melee, just say always left, and that's
Always
simple.
left.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 I made it.
Oh,
When is the
Stefan,
raids?
I mean,
Are we
Nice.
Are we starting?
We're halfway through ICC.
Nice.
All right.
Well played.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right, let's just keep going. It's not much left. Planner, classic. Okay. So let's do. Do we want to do Putricide or something else first? Let's just finish the play quarter.
Side, but I don't think we should probably focus on Pewter side heroic insta because it's kind of hard.
I mean, I don't think there's much.
Just don't forget to charge on those.
What?
No.
It's okay, you can watch it on YouTube.
So I think.
Hey, I did it 10 years ago. What are you talking about?
Sasania, please.
Anna, can you please?
Sorry. Muting.
I love you.
There isn't really much to talk about here because there is like not many ways to do it. The way that it works, I hope everybody watched the video, is that he spawns either orange oozes that one person has to kite, or he spawns green oozes that puts people in position so that they can't move, and then they do a split damage thing like a comet in AQ40. So there's multiple ways to do this. The best way that I found to do it is to have him tanked at the side where it's going to spawn an ooze. Actually, I think the other way is better. You just have, so let's say that it's going to spawn over there. You just have one, it's the orange ooze, it spawns over there. When you know who it's targeting, all the melee can like swap over to it, and then you just kill it. The thing about this fight is to get it transitions right. So when he reaches 80%, he's going to spawn both a green ooze and a I guess there is no orange ooze here. Let's just use this one. Oh, this one maybe. So when he reaches 80%, he spawns 2 of these. So we need to make sure that we get the transition at a good time. And then he goes to the table and we kill these 2. We get some DPS on him. And then it's just basically the same again. The main thing here...
Well,
yeah.
There on 25 man, your whole rate gets a random debuff, either orange or green. It's half and half. And you can damage only your ooze. You cannot damage the other one.
I didn't see that on heroic.
Yes, but
because you did it on 10 man. It's not on 10 man. It's only on 25 man.
I killed it on 25 man heroic.
Yeah, but that's you can damage only one of them. You can't damage both.
I think that was broken then when I did it. But okay.
I mean, Pewter side was bugged, right, on PTR.
Okay. So
it's like Thaddeus in that case.
The other thing is about whoever is doing the bomb. Maybe it will be me first weeks. I don't know. the thing about this for the tanks is that it's really good if you can tank the putter side next to a pool, so that the A-bomb can stand inside the pool and also damage the boss, because the A-bomb will do a ton of damage to the boss.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't think we should spend more time on putter side. Like, it's either one of the bosses that we focus heroic time on when we have, if we are fast, or it's a fight that we just kill on normal. But we're probably not gonna spend like, it's kind of optional to do it at heroic, right? Because we can do it later on the second raid or something. Okay. Okay, so just the blood quarter and then the end bosses. Blood Prince. I think this one doesn't really need a lot of things to decide. I think it's just gonna be me tanking the Shadowlands dude in blood, and then like just watch a video on this. Like it's not really
basically. I think for like everyone to understand what this fight, you need to be able to minimize your movement in this fight, because you will have a debuff where as soon as you start moving, you start getting stacks that deal shadow damage to you, and the more stacks you get, the more it starts damaging you. So you can't just run around randomly around the. You need to be pretty much just perma still.
But that's when one of them is empowered, right?
And move at the correct time.
No, it's all the time.
It's
all the time
throughout the whole fight.
All right. Okay, so but I think this one isn't that hard actually. And then
I think it actually, like there's a lot
of.
If
you're not used to this mechanic, it's
like
getting used to the mechanic. It's the most important thing.
But there's also a lot of you need to get used to all the mechanics and what actually concern you while moving as little as possible, basically. On that boss.
Exactly that. Like, also just don't panic if you get your debuff stacks get too high. Just stand still and wait and do no damage. It's better than either killing yourself or majorly straining the healers that other people die.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to mention one more mechanic that's super important is the flame ball. When that princess is empowered, it reduces the damage that it does to the target that it's eventually going to reach by the amount of people that is getting hit by it. So unlike the same look of orb that is in like the heroic dungeon from the Blood Prince dude there, that one just does damage to everybody, and it doesn't matter if you take it or not. Here you actually want to get hit by the lasers from the orb to reduce the chance that the guy who gets the last one tick of the orb dies. So it starts out with like 100k damage, and then if it hits somebody, it does 2k damage to them. It does 2k less damage to the last guy. So you want to like step in and help take a laser.
And if it was unclear to anyone, it's a 3-phase fight basically with 3 different mobs, and you can only damage one of them at a time. And when they're empowered, they get like their abilities become empowered as well and do.
Yeah. But I mean that's like video stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Blood Queen, we're gonna be tanking it here like they do in all the videos, and here just watch the video to understand it's super important that you understand the mechanic of the bite. So make sure that you know the mechanic of the bite, and that is in all the videos and in the reading stuff as well.
Alex, maybe just an FYI, when we did it originally back in the day, whoever was the highest on DPS got the first bite.
Yeah,
and then
it's just based on threat.
It's based on threat.
Yes, but you can also tricks, but you can also you know, handle threat where like you can actually tricks an MD on certain targets to make sure that they're high on threat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's based on threat, but it ignores shit like images and fates.
Yes.
It's based on your real threat, not the temporarily reduced threat.
Yes. So we are going to direct it to probably like Katarina or something, I guess.
Honestly, like I kind of feel like is it not going to be Afflilux first? Because they get 100% corruption.
I know what our locks are like.
Or
go to one of the DKs.
I thought mages were top.
I mean, maybe mages actually. Yeah, maybe mages.
Isn't it?
I mean, we can think about that later.
Physical damage. I thought it scales better than physical damage.
Yeah, it does.
No, it's just 100% bonus
It's just
damage. It doesn't
100%
scale.
doesn't.
It's just
like, yeah.
double damage. That's it.
Maybe it's mages, who knows? But mages also like are harder to move and stuff. Whatever. Anyways, the one thing that I wanted to point out on this boss is that the fire, like they do in the video, always put the fire along the wall. Yeah. So if you get the debuff on you, it's the same thing as Jiraxus, but here it's super important that you put it along the wall, because here people need to be spread out as well, right? People need to be spread out, so we want the Shadow Flame fire is gonna be along the wall, yeah.
And it's another fight where everyone will have a pre-assigned spots, basically.
Yeah,
as a
here we
range.
will have pre-assigned spots. The final thing I want to say on this boss is that when the boss goes airborne, the people who were assigned a spot here should just, like, when she's moving, should just move like here, right? To make space for everybody else to get in. Because the melee wanna be hitting the boss, right? So if you're in the middle, just take a step out.
Yeah, but we can't have all the melee hitting the boss while she flies.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, all the melee,
Yeah, but
all the
we
melee
need
are
to specify,
stacked.
because we know how it is. People, all the melee will be like, "Oh, I'm important. I must be there." And then
Sure,
everyone...
but I mean, okay, so all the melee are here, but the melee can't be stacked here, right? Because then they're stacked. So
The tanks are there in the back. Once you go airborne, we can stay out.
yeah, but also melee will need like this space here to spread a bit as well, right? To be in range of healers and stuff. So if you're like here as a ranged, just take steps out here so that you give space, and the tanks can go there as well. Yeah, that's true. So tanks can go here in air face.
No, tanks go to the other side. They
We
stay
just stand
where
where
the
we
boss.
All right.
They don't have to move much.
All right, so that's fine then. But we still need like space for melee to spread, and they are going to spread where ranged was. They can't have the melee like run all the way over here, just because the ranged had it.
Well, you have space on the other side mostly. There's
Okay.
no range will be there.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Because there where you wanted to place melee, that's where healers will be. Because healers need to be there to actually see people.
I mean, okay, that makes sense, I guess. All right. Valithra.
It's also worth using minor defensives there, by the way, because of the AoE that you take.
Valithra, Dreamwalker, she's the big dragon sleeping in the middle. And I think the healers have this one figured out. I don't actually know what the ads do, so read up on that.
You just have priorities. There will be priorities set up on the ads. Can you hover the ads on the right, like the different?
Archmage.
I think you
Blazing
wanna. I
Skeleton,
think the
those
blazing
look
skeletons.
dangerous.
I think the blazing skeletons are the one that you focus first.
Yeah.
Then can you hover over them? I think
the
the
suppressors make the fight
abomination.
longer, so you kind of want to kill them.
I think
The suppressors depend on whether the healers are out or in. If they are in, it doesn't matter. They don't do anything. If they're out, you want to kill them.
But basically, it's just gonna be for most of the raid. It's just gonna be an ad fight where there's gonna be ad priorities. Some ads you kite, some you kill, or you
And
kite. if you wanna,
this
like,
boss is
perma-
totally
take them.
cheesable because Glyph of Holy Light heals more than Holy Light, basically. So I expect this to be a heroic boss as well, first week.
Do we need to go? How many healers did you usually do it? Will
4.
we go?
Four inside.
Oh yeah, but is it gonna be 6 in total then?
I guess. Okay, so Syndragosa. Okay, these were weird. This is like a entrance.
No, do the other one. The other one seemed better from the side.
What did it?
Yeah.
That one's better.
Yeah, I think this is probably better.
No, why from this one?
You have more room on the stairs, that you're probably gonna
Because
use.
the stairs
Yeah,
now.
yeah, but you will be. Yeah, that's why shouldn't the stairs be bottom? It doesn't matter.
No, but
It doesn't really matter. I
You,
think
you
this
will
makes
be on
sense.
the stairs. That's-
But it only showed a part of the stairs, not like the full on thing.
This is a multi-stage fight, and the positions that we're gonna use are the basic positions. There's gonna be a mark on all of the people that get a certain symbol. I don't know which one it is, but you're basically it's like on Syndragosa, right? No, I mean, what's the other one called?
Saffron.
Saffron, yeah. So there's gonna be blocks on random people. The difference is there you get a timer. You get like a hunter's mark on you, and there's a timer. And we're just gonna have them the 3 blocks like this. Like they're gonna have marks on them. There's time to move. Everything is fine.
Is it how many? Isn't it 5 blocks?
It's 6.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
6
It's
on
gonna be
heroic,
two-
5
it's gonna
on
be-
normal.
So it's basically gonna be 2 to. It's gonna be when you do heroic, it's gonna be 2 stacked on top of each other, right? So you're gonna have 3 spots for the 2.
I don't know if they will survive it.
No,
I
Just
don't
one
know,
just behind the other, like two rows of 3.
You
Right.
make, yeah.
I don't
like
know,
you
I've
make
never
2
seen
lines
a-
of 2.
Eric's moved to the left.
Yeah, exactly.
To
You
the
make
left
2 lines of 3.
of the vertical line you got there. No, you want to do up the stairs.
Like eventually you can just do just
don't
3.
the reason why you
and
want to be
double
slightly
them.
up the stairs, you don't want to be too close. Otherwise, your angle of moving, you have to move too much each time.
Yeah, but people can just hide behind the 3, right?
No, well, you need to DPS them as well, right? So you have to get
They have low HP.
So you want
They
to
have really
one,
low
one row at the bottom of the stairs and the other row
We
slightly.
can refine this later, but the main point is that we're going to have set positions for the marks, yeah?
I assume it'll be non-heroic first week, I guess.
Yeah. This is also like a very hard.
And this is when Syndragosa is off in the distance for phase 2. And there's gonna be a small... Oh, this is the frost beacon icon actually. That's the one. That's the way that it looks when you are going to get a block on you.
Yeah.
So basically, there's gonna be a small swirly thing on the ground, and that is like bluish. And from this one, that's not actually a great color. Whatever. Let's just it's blue, but let's just do it like that so it's visible. From this little spot on the ground that starts swirling, there's going to be death. So it's basically going to kill everything everywhere. The only way to survive it is to stand behind the block. So if the thing is over here, this is a safe spot, like on this triangle behind this one. Here is a safe spot, here is a safe spot, kind of like that. So then the thing is going to move, and it's going to move like over here. So that means that all the raid needs to move around. Oh, okay. So now this is going to be like the safe spot from this one. And this block is going to be safe like this. And so on. So you get the picture. You need to stand behind wherever the thing spawns. So if you're like behind this block, here you're gonna die, here you're gonna live, here you're gonna die.
I think it drops how many 5, could we?
Or it's 4 or 5.
It will be a
It doesn't really. That doesn't really matter.
Alright, so this is like phase 1, yeah. And phase 2 is just.
Wait, this is actually phase 2. It doesn't start
okay.
in this phase.
So I think the boss is just gonna be positioned like this. And we're gonna have tanks over here. And there are 2 ways to do this in the last phase. So now we're talking phase 3. So this is the enrage phase. Syndragosa is gonna start doing the stacking debuff on everybody. And the only way to clear the stacking debuff is to stand behind one of the ice blocks. And now the thing with the ice blocks, it's going to be the same thing, right? It's going to be an icon, and it's going to be an ice block. Is that she spawns them like on a timer, so you just get 1, and then 1, and then 1. So we basically want to have them alternate. So the first one is going to be there. The second one is going to be over here. Why can't I copy it? Okay, there we go. So basically, first one over here, second one over here, third one over here. So this is 1. This is 2. And so let's say, for example, that the first one goes out. There's nothing here right now. So the first one goes out. The first one we probably don't do anything, we just kill it actually. The second one that goes out, now you need to reset your stacks, yeah? So that means that the raid needs to move behind it. And when the raid is behind it, we're gonna call like, okay, wait with killing it for like 2 ticks or 3 ticks or what it is. And then we're going to kill it. And everybody's gonna get their stacks cleared. The next guy who gets it over here. and everybody is gonna move behind it. This is now number 3. There is a few variations of this, but I think this is like the basic strategy we are going to do. But we're also going to have the tank move over here. So this is the tank switch. This guy tanks it instead now. He resets his stacks by being out of line of sight from the boss behind the block. Then we kill it. And so on. So that is... Yeah.
I have one question. While tanking it, right? When you go to the when she sucks you in and everyone runs to the stair.
Yes.
The tank can just run all the way north, right? And max range it there without taking too much damage.
It is.
So we don't have to flip the boss.
Yeah, because otherwise she will decide to go to you. Right?
So tanks go over here, and you don't need to run to Narnia. The way when I tanked it, I think it was possible
it's
to.
20 yards. It's only 20 yards.
Okay. But you don't have to move the full 20 yards as a tank, though. You can't stand in because then you get killed. But if you move like over here, you can get in before she comes down again, or before she starts attacking again, so she doesn't move.
Yeah.
Because if you move to Narnia, she's gonna move to follow you before you can get back in.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if she moves a little. So that's it for Sindragosa. It's not a terribly difficult boss, mechanics-wise. It just hits like a fucking truck.
It's
and also a lot of
it's a gear check. It's a lot of damage into the raid. It's a lot. She has a lot of health, and half of the raid can't do anything half of the time. So
yes. I mean, there's a
It's a
stacking
big
debuff
gear
on
check.
people as well
Stacking
that people need to optimize around and learn, like how much damage can I take, and stuff like that.
Personal management, like keeping yourself alive.
So this is not a heroic
that's
first
for
week.
melee. Casters just don't cast in the last phase.
Yes. But this is like not a heroic first week boss. Now we go to the real heroic first week boss.
Lich King.
The Lich King. Oh shit, I should save that one. ICC. Lich King. And the last boss, guys. This is gonna be normal, right? So I think there's like this one we're gonna do pretty much like the videos.
Sorry, what's the difference between normal and heroic?
On what?
Or which boss?
Heroic's a little bit harder.
For Lich King?
I mean, everybody gets
harder.
sucked into the sword and stuff like that. But
is it different
well,
mechanics?
it's it's completely different. Or like there's more mechanics, a lot more.
I mean, I don't even know what the normal mechanics are. I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, but this one you need to watch a video. We're gonna do it pretty much like the video.
But also normal Lich King is not easy. Normal Lich King is pretty much on the level as some of the heroic bosses earlier. So we're not going into normal Lich King. Oh, I don't know anything what to do here. I guess we'll just kill it normal anyway. Like this just Lich King on normal is gonna be like probably on the same level of difficulty as some of the heroic bosses in the dungeon. So it's not a pushover in any way. Even
what I'm asking is there any major mechanics that don't happen on normal mode?
Yes,
Yeah.
there are.
Which ones?
Multiple.
I mean, we're not talking about. We'll talk about heroic Lich King when we get there, right? Let's just focus on the normal mechanics first.
And like I think at the start we're just gonna be tanking Lich King over here, and we're gonna have the shambling horrors over here or something. And then we're gonna have the like. There are not even shadow traps on the normal, is there?
No.
Okay. So we can just have the raid stand like here or something, and we should be.
Raid is stacking basically one tank on the horrors, one tank on Lich King.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's basically it for the phase 1. For phase 2, he's going to. You have to move outside, yeah. So it's going to. He's going to stand in the middle and do the freeze. And the whole raid moves outside. And the important thing here is for the tanks, the adds that spawn, the raging spirits. There is no raging spirit here, okay.
Yeah, to face them away.
Face them away, yes.
Yeah.
And you just pick up every other one, right? Like I think we can figure that out. So you face them away from the raid. And there's going to be like the small spheres, of course, ranged. Again, this is not a parse run for a while. So all ranged, make sure that you deal with the spheres coming out to the raid as well. Like swap instantly. And for the next phase, when we get the what's it called, the spirit spawn or whatever.
Valkyrs.
The no, I wasn't thinking about
third
the
phase or
Valkyries.
second phase?
What's the next phase, Kadri?
Yeah, that's Valkyries is the first phase.
It's Valkyrie. Okay, so we're just gonna be like.
So there's no defile in normal mode.
There is.
There is.
Oh, there is. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying.
There's no defile in phase 1. There's defile in
okay.
phase 3 and 5.
Okay.
Yes. So basically, we're just gonna tank it in the middle, and if you're a warlock, you're expected to portal out of the Valkyrie grip, right? And otherwise, everybody swaps to the Valkyries. For the
and hunters can disengage.
I don't think so.
No.
Why? They always used to be.
Do you know how fucking difficult it is?
This is also very
minor.
Also, this is very. Can we actually focus on the mechanic? We don't need to focus on min-maxing one specific class. Okay.
So
let's
the next
focus on the mechanics.
the next phase, this is basically the phase, right? And then for the next phase, it's just back to the side, yeah. And Lich King is in the middle. And for the last phase, there's going to be the vile spirits that spawn. And the way that we're going to deal with them, it's going to be a little bit timing wise. Like here we need to do good calls. But basically we're going to, if we're getting the small spirits spawn, there's going to be like 1 million small spirits, these violet spirits that fly in the air. We're going to make sure that we're like on one edge and we're not having Valkyrie spawn, yeah? So when this happens, we have all of these small shitters spawn here. It's gonna be like, I don't know, is it 20 or something? When these all spawn, we just move to the other side, yeah. Everybody moves to the other side. And the guy who's not tanking Lich King of the tanks, he can just, these are gonna start moving over, yeah. He can just start soaking those. And he just touches them and taunts them and stuff like that. And they explode. And the same thing if we're over here, then everybody moves to the other side. And vice versa.
Can I ask one thing?
Yeah.
Can we have a little break? I need to get popcorn.
We're done.
Oh, thank Are we doing 10 man? 5.
I mean, does anybody want to say anything else before we end this?
Good session. Thank you.
Yeah, well
it.
presented.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
So
job.
this is on
Thank you.
YouTube now
Good luck,
as well, I
everyone.
guess. So make sure that you
Like, subscribe.
Exactly.
Can we see? And guys, there's actually starting like now. When it's on releasing, there has been pretty decent like even short guides.
Yes.
Like go actually watch it, or even if you have more time, watch maybe some kills from your class's perspective, so you get a general idea on what you actually need to do on the bosses. So that
Watch the videos, so the abilities that Ix forgot don't surprise you.
We were never going to talk about all the abilities. This was not all the abilities, guys. You need to know the abilities yourself.
What are you talking about? I'm afraid.
Each boss has like at least one ability that you need to pay attention to.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Charles?
We
I mean, it's easy. He's just fucking loot banned forever. No more problem.
Yeah.
Nobody tell him though.
I mean, can't we just wait with ICC a couple of weeks until we get the buff?
All right.
And we will also try to like give advance before the raid, like what bosses we are expecting to do on heroic and what bosses we're focusing on, so that you can also